Okay. Good morning, good evening, ladies, and good to see you all. And thank you very much for the invitation. Today is the 10th of December, Human Rights Day, and it marks also the end of the Orange campaign. But listening to all those powerful interventions, we know that our work doesn't end here. Human rights are women's rights, and we must strive to implement those rights without any form of violence. Hence, a little overview from what we can do to protect our human rights through our network and our presence at the UN. Allow me to give you a quick reminder of the essence of Soroptimists. We are an international volunteer movement, non-for-profit organization, a global voice to empower, educate, and enable women and girls through awareness, advocacy, and action. Advocating for human rights and gender equality is done through the work across 7 UN centers, where the UN representatives ensure that the voices of women and girls are heard. SI is neutral about matters of political controversy between nations, meaning non-religious and non-political. SI can only exercise her powers in promoting her objectives by sending representatives, delegates, and observers to the UN and other agencies. By holding and promoting conventions, conferences, lectures, and seminars. By publishing and distributing of information, advice, and promoting. By carrying out research. By campaigning and lobbying governments and other bodies upon issues of relevance of our objects, but always to retain a strict party political and religious neutrality. The UN, established in 1945, now 183 members and 2 observers members. Goal, maintaining peace, security, and focus on human rights for all in a center where the state members can discuss together. And as you may know, the NGOs are an essential part of this whole process. We are not observers, we are worthy partners. I need to explain you a little bit about the ECOSOC status so that you understand the importance of your activities and our work. A general consultative status of ECOSOC is only granted to large international NGOs. And for your information, in 2022, 140 out of 6,390 NGOs who are active at the UN have obtained this status. The achievements and involvements of SI in various international projects, public statements about women and human rights in media and in public forum have resulted that in SI obtaining the highest status from ECOSOC in 1984. And what does it mean for SI? It means for all of us that SI is allowed to have UN representatives in the UN centers. And we are present in New York, Geneva, Paris, Rome, Vienna, Nairobi, and Bangkok. It ensures also that the priorities of SI are shared with member states and other NGOs. That annual commissions, special sessions, seminars, NGO meetings, and everything in between is followed and monitored by us. And that the voices of women and girls around the world are heard and included in international decision-making. So this large network of the UN is a very important tool for SI to exert pressure on member states, and that we can do by formulating clear statements. SI recruits Soroptimists to become representatives who volunteer their time, energy, and learning to monitor UN activities across the UN centers. The reps are the link between SI Federation regions clubs on one side and the international organization at the other side. We will advocate and lobby with government to take actions. We will ensure that the human rights and gender equality are respected and included in international decision-making. We will transfer this knowledge gained that we have also through your projects to guide international policy decisions, highlighting that all UN activity have the duty to mainstream gender. And we need to become expert networkers. And how is our work done? In deliberating on unsustainable development issues, in participating in UN negotiations, in providing input into different US processes, for example, the Human Rights Council, in attending intergovernmental bodies like the CSC, or the Commission on the Status of Women, by observing that certain achievements of governments are realized in CEDAW or the CRC or the ILO. Through advocacy and lobbying, we can put pressure on the governments. And by being members of a women's major group, we can participate as NGOs. And that all, then we end with writing blogs and articles to inform you all and all the rest. A little intro to understand the Human Rights Council and its bodies. This is a very important UN intergovernmental body that oversees the respect, defense, and violation of human rights. The Council is composed of 47 member states who are elected unanimous every 3 years by the General Assembly, accordingly by the UN regional groups. Suspending of an elected member is only possible in case of systematic and gross violation of the human rights, and it needs 2/3 of the member states. The Council meets 3 times in Geneva, and next session will be held in February 2023. The resolutions of the Human Rights Council are political expressions of the view of its members or majority of the members on specific human rights issues and problems that are of particular concern of the international community. Most resolutions are accepted by consensus and not by vote. The role of the civil society in this is that NGOs, and there we go, with the ECOSOC status, are entitled to voice their opinions in writing and vocal, hence our presence in Geneva. During universal periodic reviews, which is a peer review mechanism to examine the human rights record of member states are reviewed every 4.5 years, and the NGOs are allowed to make shadow reports and being present during these reviews. In case of an emergency, a member state can ask for a special session if they have the support of 1/3 of the members. And some of the recent special sessions were 24th of August 2021 concerning the situation in Afghanistan, 12th May 2022 situation in Ukraine about Russian aggression, and last November 24, 2022 concerning the situation of the protesters in Iran. And with all this commotion around Iran, I think that a little explanation about the Commission on the Status of the Woman is wishful. The CSW, created in 1946, is a major global and intergovernmental body of ECOSOC and is supported by UN Women. It is instrumental in promoting women's rights, documenting the reality of women's life throughout the world, and shaping global standards on gender equality and the empowerment of women. It also has a leading role in monitoring and reviewing progress and problems on the implementation of the Beijing Declaration and the Platform of Action, and in the mainstreaming of gender perspectives in UN activities. During the yearly conference in New York, member states agree on further action to accelerate process and promote women's and children's enjoyment of their rights. The Commission also appraised progress, and the outcomes are contained in the negotiated agreed conclusion on the priority theme. It also contributes to the achievement of the 2030 agenda. And the election of the chair of the CSW is one member out of 45 states members, and the state is elected for 4 years, and the election is based on regional geographic distribution. The current situation of Iran at the CSW. Iran is clearly not showing the world that it can describe the goals of the CSW. Therefore, it should not be associated with a commission that is working to achieve such ideals. At present, Iran has disregard for women's and girls' human rights. So why would he be there? Hence the petition for the removal of Iran from the CSW, and that many NGOs and individuals have signed. Also, the Soroptimists have signed. And although SI is an organization that is non-religious and non-political, this has nothing to do with politics. This is recognizing that SI stands for and aims for, meaning the achievement of gender equality, human rights, peace and security. So for Iran, there is no place in that forum. On December 14, within 4 days, there will be a discussion to remove Iran from the UN women bodies because of the violation of the human rights of women and girls, and also to disrespect about the mandate at the CSW. As I will release also a new Where We Stand statement about defending women's rights against global suppression of their voices. This will be published on the website. Ladies, this is a very powerful document which can be used by all in and during your actions, and we will be used at the UN to the reps. Interaction with local clubs. As I advocacy work and the local projects direct contribute into helping women and girls access to their human rights. And as we all know, they still don't get the full range of human rights. The interaction between the results of local projects and the SI advocacy at the UN is vital, because only facts speak volumes. The information from local projects such as data and progress can be used to validate or disprove the facts during negotiations or control sessions. The information can oblige a member state to give additional accountability. The UN expert who is invited by a state doesn't get to see the same thing the local members of the clubs see. And when we submit your correct data information to the expert of a committee, the government will have to account for it. How can you help? I always say, know your municipality and region and discover the problem of women and girls in your area and get active. Create a network with the local authorities and inform them of existing problems. Speak up, use your voice. Collaborate with other region clubs, associations, or other groups in your community. Use social media and other modern tools to shed extra light on the inequalities faced by women and girls. unite with other Sorop clubs around the world, and to develop projects more deeply and support each other. Build projects around existing problems and link them to the 5 pillars of SI. Process all your information and prepare solid project reports. And please include data, because data can be used as evidence at the UN, meaning proof of an existing situation. Even the smallest drop of information can create a ripple, and sometimes even a wave. And finally, meet my 2 colleagues from Geneva, Donatella and Stacy. Each of us follows different commission sessions and activities at the UN. Almost daily, one of us is present at the UN Center to make sure that in cases of emergency, we can monitor that the human rights of women and girls, as well as the values of SI, are included in discussions and negotiations. Ladies, one does say, many brooks make a large water. So let's join forces and put our shoulders together under the advocacy of SI. Together we can get it done. And let me conclude with the statement of G. Anderson. Feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Thank you very much.